Next, what do you say? It's odd that 50 Cent is covering Jay-Z's legal expenses so that he can appear in court, in addition to paying him to be in his documentary about Diddy and Jay. Darling, things are getting messy outside. Furthermore, it seems that Jay-Z and Beyoncé will soon face consequences for all of the misconduct they have committed over the years. Recently, Nicki Minaj attacked Jay on Twitter, even provided receipts showing that, in addition to owing her more than $200 million, he collaborated with a number of industry professionals, executives to make an effort to ruin her career. Before we could comprehend what the hell that was about or how he came to owe her so much money in the first place, his son, whom he has been rejecting from the beginning of time, came out once more. He has concrete evidence this time that Jay is indeed his father. The father is you. Jay-Z and his estranged son, Reese Satterthwaite, have been at odds about this since 2010. He claims that Jay knocked up his mother, Wanda, when she was just 16. Wanda passed away in 2019, but Rhaenyra started this legal battle with Jay while she was still living. She explained how she and Jay initially met and how, according to reports, he had slept with her naked during a one-night encounter in a notarized declaration she gave to the Daily Mail prior to her passing. After multiple failed attempts to convince Jay to claim Rhaenyra, she said she was forced to name her ex-boyfriend, Robert Graves, as Rhaenyra's father on his birth certificate. Here's the thing though, she tricked her beloved into thinking Rhaenyra was his knocking hood when in reality he was the kid of someone else. As previously mentioned, Rhea had been dating Jay prior to his mother's death, but he became more determined after her death. Many people think that Jay's desire to conceal his romance with a 16-year-old child is the reason he refused to take a paternity test and played hide-and-seek with Rhea. According to Lily Colley, Rhea's godmother, Jay actually responded positively. When Wanda first contacted him about Rhea, they even talked about Rhaenyra's talent as a musician and whether it was suitable to sign him to his label at that point. But when more lawyers got involved, their viewpoints suddenly changed. I think they realized Sean was more vulnerable because Wanda was allegedly young. Since then, there have been many mistakes, omissions, and collusions between Sean's and our lawyers, but we must fight back, and we won't give up. Rhaenyra accused Jay-Z of paying judges and lawyers to bury this case so it would never be heard in a heated interview. He even went so far as to claim that Jay bought off his own lawyers, whom he pays out of pocket in order to weaken the case.
That's going on still in our court system. I'm just trying to keep the world really aware because this is something that's going on continuously on a daily basis with maybe many different people. So as I said, I was in a major court. Me, my mom, my godmom, we've been in court for many years, and it's just been crazy. As I said before, it's been crazy. We've been going in there. I don't feel like we've been getting our rights really appreciated. So important to deal with because all the fraud on the court, if we just let that, just pass and not say anything about it, they will continue to do anything they want. It's not just with us, it's with people in the world. Like a lot of fraud and a lot of collusion that's just been going on and just been looked over was never supposed to happen. And I will not let that pass. I'm not letting the lawyers get away with that. They will not go in the courtroom of justice and just lie like that and continue to get praised off it or, use this lie to benefit off all these years. Like we've been going to court, putting our hard-earned money out there, and we going in there to fight fraud. That's just that's craziness. That's really craziness. And I don't think nobody in the world should have to go through that. You going in there, you paying your hard-earned money. You got these lawyers that just frauding and putting anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because if you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, just continue to overlook fraud it's just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion. Who knows what it's for? Money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but come in here, tell you guys the truth, put our life on the line, come to every court case and give you 100% plus of us. And basically we just got stepped on, and basically, just try to get dragged through the system. But no, we won't let that go. That's not us. We're not we're not letting this go, and we will continue to fight, like, especially for fraud and collusion that's been going on. No, I will not let nobody just put that on my name, my mother's name, my godmother's name. We will fight for what is right, like we've been doing all these years.
Ree and his godmother, Lily, expressed their opinions in an interview with Liz Crokin.
I think that it seemed that Jay-Z, via his people, were willing to work something out behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden that stopped. Why? Why do you think that he is refusing to take a paternity test and stopped, working with you all behind the scenes? What was driving that, in your opinion?
Well, part of it was a rumor that was told that he didn't like the fact that this particular case was in the public. And he had a problem with Ramir putting it in the public, which was not Ramir, was his mother. So basically, in a nutshell, I just believe that was a big part of it. He didn't like the fact that it was in public. There was a time that Mr. Carter was trying to resolve the matter in the very beginning, and he was doing it in the best interest of Ramir. And then somewhere he left his heart and started thinking with his head.
Do you think part of it is because Wanda was 16?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the big part of it. The allegations that we have, that the affidavit says that Wanda was 16 and he was 22. That's in Wanda's own words.
Right.
So therefore, that would be something that would make some people uncomfortable.
Right. Well, it's a crime. But for the record, you did tell me that Wanda told you that she did tell Jay-Z that she was of legal age. Is that true?
Right. She did tell me that she told him she was 18 or something, whatever she told him.
And Lily revealed that their lives have been in jeopardy ever since they started chasing Jay. And she even claimed that she and Rye had been being followed around. The invaders had even threatened to return and harm Ramir if he didn't drop the case, she said, referring to a previous break-in at his home. Ramir had to continually call the police for help because things were so bad. Of course, the federal government also pays Jay. As a result, those reports were promptly dismissed.
Yep.
We had to go to the police about several things. There's people, like you said, came onto the property. Some of them knocked on Ramir's window. They wanted Ramir to drop the case. This was early on. There's been a lot of what they call intimidation.
And everyone, take this. When Jay refused to do so, Ramir said he tried to follow his ancestors back to Jay's in order to finish an online DNA test. However, the results were conveniently manipulated and he never even received it. Letitia Messer, Jay's second arranged daughter, reportedly used the same strategy to persuade Jay to claim her after he made several attempts to get him to take a DNA test. It turns out that after getting her results, she allegedly signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, to cease talking about it and was paid off.
But we use Ancestry.com, and that's basically say they didn't give me my paperwork back. Like, I did the swab and spit in it and it gets sent to them. And when I called to try to get my information, basically it was an error, and I never heard of that.
There was an error? They wouldn't give you your paperwork?
Yeah, they won't give me my paperwork from Ancestry.com. Now you have people saying use 23andMe. And I just want people to know, like, the courts got my DNA. So if they wanted to test my DNA, for me just to keep spending all this money, these guys can test it. It's Jay-Z and them. And it's the judges. They have everything they need. So obviously I'm not out of the fight, and I won't stop. It's not just about no Jay-Z. I'm not just chasing Jay-Z. That's not what it's about. My mom passed away fighting this case until she was gone. So that's more important to me than anything.
It was recently brought up again by Jay-Z's bid to have the case removed from court, but after weighing the evidence, the judge denied his motion. He then filed a second motion, this time alleging that the whole situation amounted to 10 years of harassment. He asserts that numerous courts have previously addressed and rejected the fraudulent allegations and claims, and that a contempt order has already resulted from the court's repeated rejection of those decisions. In the midst of all of this, 50 Set finally broke into the discussion after years of trying to keep Rhea quiet and made fun of Jay-Z for failing to settle this conflict. The problem is only made worse by rumors that 50 Cent recently included Rhyme in his intended documentary regarding Diddy and Jay. He is therefore paying Ryer's legal fees so that he can continue his case against Jay for as long as it takes. As I previously stated, 50's been doing this for a while, especially since Diddy's arrest, so people weren't shocked. One of his numerous posts included a picture of Jay's face on a milk jug with the message, "Anybody seen Jay?" Haha, Puff remarked, "The man's not picking up his phone." He then shared another image of Jay along with the caption, "This is Jay-Z." Waving at Puffy Jetlog was the last scene documented. 50 posted this extremely disparaging image of Jay-Z with the comment, "Jay is hibernating. He no lunch, no dinner, no brunch. I won't leave the house until this is all done. It's funny. You got him outside and I'm all." 50 expressed his opinion on the matter by writing, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rhamir's request to move forward with his case." Beside a picture of Rhamir and Diddy, Jay-Z has also been given until July 18th by the judge to respond to Reese's paternity complaint, Jay-Z. But who isn't happy that 50 got himself engaged in this situation? Beyoncé. The fact that this issue is still pending appears to be genuinely upsetting her, and 50 is trying to raise awareness of it by incorporating it into his documentary. According to Ryer's godmother Lily, Jay hasn't claimed Rhea yet because of Beyoncé. She said that because Beyoncé was so uncomfortable with Jay's wish to claim Ryer, she convinced him to keep everything a secret.
You have told me that you believe that Beyoncé may have been one of the reasons why there wasn't a resolution.
I do believe that. Like in the very beginning, they didn't have a daughter, and there was seemed like we were understanding there was complications in getting conceived, etc.
Right.
And I felt like that would make some women, and seem like her, she would fit that bill, uncomfortable about him having a fully grown son with a talent.
Right.
So I do believe that she had a problem. If it was true, she would have a problem with the fact that Rhamir was in the picture or coming in the picture, because that was a vulnerable time.
Right.
But clearly now, 10 years later, 12 years later, you would think somebody would say, hey, let's just get this out of the way.
According to one individual, the DNA tests need to be done inside the courtroom in front of Rhea, Jay-Z, lawyers, and the judge, with the results tested right in the courtroom. The veracity of any of this is now questionable. As a wife and mother, I would think that Miss Bey would want the truth so that this issue can be settled, said another. What woman would not want her husband to take responsibility as a parent to every one of his kids? The young man did not choose to be born here. Jay, stop procrastinating and take the test. Now, though, I want to know what you think. How do you feel about Beyoncé's alleged efforts to conceal all of this? And do you think it's appropriate for 50 to include this in his documentary? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below.